Hey everyone, Pastor Dale Metter here with a short and informal informational video about Bear Creek Church. Maybe you are looking for a new church home. Maybe you're thinking about moving to our area, which I very highly recommend. Or you're just interested in knowing some more about BCC. Well, I hope that we answer your questions. BCC is a non-denominational Christian church, so while we're not formally affiliated with any particular denomination, we have a lot in common with most other evangelical Christian churches in our community and the world over, and we enjoy excellent working relationships with other bodies roundabout. Bear Creek Church meets on Sunday mornings at 9 and 10:30 in the very nice newer gym at St. Mary's School. That's on Black Oak Drive, 1 block south of Barnett Road near Rogue Regional Medical Center. So we're just south and west of the hospital. And when you visit, Pastor Jim Cartwright or his lovely wife Pat may greet you. There's Pastor Jim in the photo. Now, we don't have our own facility. We aren't really eager to have one, though if the right situation came along, we'd be open to that. But we have a really good relationship with our landlords at St. Mary's. They've been very, very kind to us. And we also have awesome setup and cleanup crews who arrive early and get the place fixed up for us, and then who stay late and put everything away. So we're very, very grateful to our excellent crews. 300 to 400 people call Bear Creek Church their church home. We have a really nice mix of people, nice mix of ages. We have singles, we have couples, we have homeschool families, we have private school families, we have public school families. We really want to be a church that just welcomes everybody, whatever their background. Mostly we have very, very friendly people, although, everyone has a bad day here and there. We have 3 or 4 worship leaders, so the style of worship varies each week, although all of our worship leaders lead us in really good God-centered songs, new and old, that really focus on the Lord. Not a lot of this me stuff. It's all really theologically sound, very reassuring, hugely encouraging songs and hymns of recent vintage and from the past. Babies are very well taken care of at BCC. We have an excellent nursery, great attendants and helpers watching after babies. Children are always welcome in all of our services, but if you want to leave little ones in the nursery, or if you want to send your children to Sunday school, you can do so with confidence. We have classes for every member of the family in the second service. The way it works is this: a lot of people will come to the first service. If you're a family, the whole family will come to the first service, and then you stay for the beginning of the second service, where we do some stuff that everybody needs to hear. And then after 15 or 20 minutes, people who have already attended church will be dismissed, either to go home or to go to class. So there's classes for everybody, excellent curriculum in the Sunday school classes. There's Pastor Brian Phelps. Pastor Brian, married to Jennifer. He's an excellent teacher, and he'll often be teaching a class during the second service, or sometimes classes on weeknights during the week. Bear Creek Church is overseen by a wonderful group of elders and deacons. For example, I'm one of 5 elders that oversee the church. Great group. I think this picture is from Christmas 2013, if I'm not mistaken. I'm Pastor Dale. As I said, Nancy and I began the church about 17 years ago now, I think, after pastoring a church in San Diego, or near San Diego, for 13 years. We moved here voluntarily because we thought this would be a better place to raise our 3 kids, and we were right. It was a good move. We love it here. We have no plans to leave. Love our church. I love my role in the church. And this picture is from the 15th anniversary. There's our daughter Anne between Nancy and I. Nancy and I were married in 1977. I met Nancy when she was 16, and she is still my girlfriend. I graduated from Point Loma College and then from Westminster Theological Seminary, which is where I fell in love with really sound doctrine and specifically Reformed theology. As I mentioned, we have 3 kids. They're all active in our church. David is married to our wonderful daughter-in-law, Mandy, and they have 2 daughters, our granddaughters, Clara and Catherine, and a third is on the way. There's our son Stephen in the far left, and then again Anne next to me. These are our granddaughters. This has nothing to do with the church, but I love showing them off because being a grandpa is the best thing ever. And I have more if you want to see them. So now a few of the things that make Bear Creek Church distinctive, some of the things that we love. As I said, we love Reformed theology. We are not embarrassed by or bored by Reformed theology. We were Reformed before it was popular, and we just have a deep appreciation for that branch of theology that emphasizes the sovereignty of God in all things, including our salvation, which emphasizes His wonderful control and authority and presence in, for, and through, and to all things. And so accordingly, we appreciate the teaching of men like some of those shown here. There's R.C. Sproul, and on the right, John Piper. Next to him, Spurgeon. That's a painting of Paul, probably right in Romans there, which we took a couple years recently to go through. We just love Reformed theology, and we love sound doctrine, and believe it's with Spurgeon. Spurgeon said that what you think is the most important thing about you, and that doctrine has to come before practice, just like in Paul's letters. He does theology first, and then he does the practical aspects. So we think that doctrine is hugely important. Right now, for example, I'm preaching through 1 Samuel. Typically, we'll work through a book of the Bible. Right now, I'm doing 1 Samuel. We're in chapter 25. We started it 11 months ago, so we'll go slowly. And I'm having so much fun preaching Samuel right now because it so obviously points ahead to Jesus. Jesus said that the Old Testament was pointing at Him, and that is so apparent when you take that typological view of a book like 1 Samuel. And I'm just having a ton of fun preaching 1 Samuel right now. We love children. Children are very much a part of the family. We don't want people to have to come to church and then split up by age group. So we try to do everything together. We do offer Sunday school classes for the children, but children, as I said, are always welcome in the services. In Sunday school, we use the very best, most God-centered curriculum that I have ever seen. We have wonderful teachers. We have wonderful helpers. We don't have a formal youth group because we feel like families ought to be youth groups, moms and dads, the youth leaders and youth pastors. We just try to do things together as a family. Families spend so much of their time already fragmented that we're kind of the mind that church ought not to be another place where families get separated. So anyway, we love kids and try to prove that by the way we operate. We love other people groups. We're committed to outreach ministries both locally and internationally. We are ardent financial and spiritual supporters of ministries in Turkey and Southern Africa and Southeast Asia, to people reaching Muslims, people reaching very needy people, people reaching out to families affected by disability. International missions and local outreaches are, a huge priority to us. As far as our local involvement, we've made a big commitment to people that we know are very valuable to Jesus, but who might be overlooked by others. That is people who are affected by disability. So we're deeply committed to the ministry of Johnny and Friends, which is an international and local outreach to persons with disabilities. Johnny and Friends runs 25 family retreats, for example, for families affected by disability around the United States. We are big supporters of the one on the northern Oregon coast each August. Actually, in 2015, there's going to be 2 of these. We typically send a bunch of volunteers to work at those. And then we try to support the Southern Oregon chapter in their ministry right here in the Rogue Valley. We have a very active buddy ministry in our own church, so that when families with disabilities commit to Bear Creek, we try to set them up every Sunday with people who are trained and background checked and ready to help those families have a wonderful day at church, so that they're not spurned or ignored or sent packing because they have a child who's bouncing off the walls or who makes odd noises at strange times. We try to overlook all that stuff and just treat these families in the very special manner described in the Gospels of such folks. So we're deeply committed to ministry to families with disability. We have a long way to go. We can improve in lots of areas and ways, and we're working on it. We love personal connections between people, so we host a bunch of small groups for men, groups for women, home groups. We host a lunch after church every third Sunday of the month as an opportunity just for people to get acquainted. We believe that in short meetings over a meal, people can get acquainted, and deeper relationships can flow out of that. So that's every third Sunday of the month, and then we host an annual family camp out and bike rides and other such things to give people opportunities to get acquainted, build connections, and be a strong body of Christ. Of course, number one is the Lord Jesus. He is more important to us than anyone or anything. And all of our preaching, all of our teaching is designed to help people find their satisfaction and their joy in Jesus, because satisfaction and joy found in any other thing never satisfies completely or never satisfies constantly. Only when we find our joy, our satisfaction, our fulfillment, our worth, our purpose in Jesus can we be satisfied through thick and thin, in good times and in bad. So, of course, Jesus is number one. So that's just a very brief introduction to Bear Creek Church. Now, if you have any questions, you have any comments, whatever, please call me or text me. There's my phone number. You can write me at pastordale@aol.com. Go to our website. You can listen to messages. You can listen to last Sunday's message or any message before that by me. I do most of the Sunday morning teaching, but others share that responsibility with me. Also, you can go to our Facebook page, Bear Creek Church, Medford, Oregon. We have tons and tons of excellent photos on our Facebook page, and you can look through that and you'll see what a lot of our priorities are. You'll see pictures, for example, of our awesome women's annual women's conferences. Our women host awesome conferences every year with really good teachers that we bring in from around the country. You'll see things like that. You'll see photos from the lunches, from the campouts, from our outreach to persons with disabilities. You'll see a reflection of what is important to us and what are the distinctives at Bear Creek Church. But let me know if you have any questions. I hope to meet you. If you do visit, please be sure to introduce yourself to me. I'd love to meet you. Thanks for watching, and God bless.